Hey everybody, Jay Reno here, welcome back. We're playing Path of the Damned, Revamp, a custom campaign for Warcraft 3. We're on to Mission 6, which is the Fall of Silvermoon. Last mission was pretty tricky at the beginning, but as usual, once we began to snowball and use all of the tools at our disposal, we were able to really get a move on. So, let's see if we could do the same thing here. So we have arguably four distinct tech trees that we can really lean into. First being a bunch of low-level zombies, for example. The second being undead human units. The third being undead elven units. And the fourth being Nerubians. Now, we've tried out the first three in some way or another. And then we did the really cool shadow summons last time, which was neat. Again, needs to be used in a very particular way in order to be effective, but when it works, it's really, really satisfying. This time, I think we're going to go ahead and try out the Nerubians. It looks like we have a fourth tier of Arthas abilities this time, too, and a seventh ability available, too. Sacrifices half of Arthas' current hit points and deals the same damage to an enemy unit. That is a ton of damage, and it also doesn't cost mana, but that is, I mean, we would need some significant healing to make up for that. I think we're at the point where 100 damage healing is basically nothing. It's less than 10% of Arthas' HP, so that's just straight out. We could try Corpse Bomb. We could, use it on high-tier units. I'm concerned it would do friendly fire. I think Frost Shards would be really good, specifically for the stun. 100 damage, if you can hit multiple things, would be quite good. And then the Arthas going Berserk, again, we're at the point now where mana is less of a concern, and Arthas' survivability is slightly more of a concern. This is really interesting. Again, it doesn't really synergize well with what I think is the best mana regen, which is Flesh to Power. Let's check all the new abilities before we pick anything. Summons an immovable Plague Ward that restores 1 HP and mana per second to player-controlled units around it. Yeah, I don't really think that's very good. I guess you could stack up multiples of these, because I see the cooldown is 20 seconds. It doesn't say that only one can exist at a time, but 1 per second is very, very limited, and we could always make those Nerubian casters that have Spirit Touch. We could make Obsidian statues. So to be honest, this doesn't seem strong enough to be worth it. Granted, I guess the mana regen is pretty good, and it mildly pays for itself if you stay in the same area with Arthas. So I guess that could be okay. Frostmourne Hungers scale so well as Arthas gets better and better, so I think we'll probably take that here. Yeah, and we used the Royal Guard pretty actively last time as well. I think we're going to just straight up take Frostmourne Hungers here, with the implication that we either take Obliterate or Flesh to Power this time. Instantly drains up to 300 mana from a target player-controlled unit, and that also implies that it needs to be a unit that has mana, I presume. How many units have a mana pool of 300 that we would consistently be able to steal from? This seems really good if you have the right units available to use it. Call of the Ner'zhul I wanted to use last time. It wasn't available to me. I suppose we could give this a shot this time? Yeah, let's try. Okay, still not available, unfortunately. I think something with just this command card button is broken, so I guess we'll never be able to use this. I think we'll go ahead and use Flesh to Power in that case. And then we took the healing ability. Let's try Frost Shards this time. Because the way I understand it, too, is it seems like a lot of the early abilities get sort of deprecated at a certain point where their usefulness is just not high enough to keep up with what you need. Ultimate abilities, let's go. Becoming nearly unstoppable. Arthas gains 75 attack damage and 100% lifesteal for the next 30 seconds. Does that mean that he'd have 150% lifesteal? How does that stack with Frostmourne Hungers, I wonder? But that's, massive amount of healing. This would synergize really well if we also would have taken the Q ability that uses half of his HP to nuke enemies down. Raises up to 50 random dead units from across the entire map to fight for the Death Knight for 60 seconds. Honestly, that doesn't seem that appealing because I don't need units from all over the place. I just need units exactly where the battle is currently happening, if that makes sense. It doesn't sound like this necessarily needs... It doesn't sound like this necessarily needs corpses. I would hope it doesn't, because otherwise you're wasting a lot of potential if it requires corpses, because I don't know if 50 corpses would ever be existing on a map at any given moment, except from, graveyards and stuff, which just means zombies. Marks a target unit for death. The afflicted unit cannot cast spells and will take 50 damage per second until it dies. And then when it dies, Arthas regains 300 hit points and mana. This could replace our mana and healing almost entirely. It's a 2-minute cooldown, but that's a pretty beefy mana boost. So it's basically Doom, and then instead of getting a Doom Guard, Arthas gets a little healing boost. And by little, it's pretty significant. The Lich King takes control of a target enemy unit. Obey cannot be used on heroes. So this is just straight up mind control. So this is just charm, which is wonderful. I like the idea of Champion of the Scourge. I think we would take this. If anything, I would almost reset. I would have taken the Obliterate ability instead, or whatever it was called. Yeah, all these are pretty good. Let's try Night of the Living Dead. I think if there's a time to try it, now's the time. Then, Scourge perks. What I had mentioned last time is let's do a primarily Nerubian build here, which means we have to take that, which is quite a lot of points. We're not going to do the Spreading Shadows again, even though that was pretty fun. I feel like Silver Blood is a must, as long as we're not consuming the corpses to make shadow spawns. Silver Blood is a must. Undying Swarm, if we're making mostly Nerubians, would also be really good. We don't have enough points for Dalvin gear, and I think we'll check that out next time. Before I take the Undying Swarm, let me lean back here and see what else we'd want to get. I don't think we need Veil of Shadows. I think Slash and Burn is always, a fine pick because it's only 2 points. Mastery of Death is also one of those that's usually pretty good. Let's see. So if we went Deathly Siegecraft, how much was this? This was also 3. Let's take Undying Swarm and then snag something for 2 that we think could be okay here. Or if there's 2 level 1s, I'm not so sure. We could do Veil of Shadows and Restless Dead, because Restless Dead is always fine. Mastery of Death is also a fine addition. If we have Meat Wagons, we mix in some Necromancers as well. Alternatively, our Nerubian casters can raise little carrion beetles, which I think are pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab Mastery of Death. I think that's always a fine choice. Let's get started, trying to use every available Scourge perk where possible. Start mission. Again, the last mission was difficult. This is one we want to start with some momentum or strong defense and then push out with a large army.
You've done well so far, but the true task still lies before you.
I was wondering when you'd show up.
I am here to ensure that you do your job, little human. Not do it for you.
I will reach the Sunwell on my own, Dreadlord.
Be warned. It is a pool of mystical energy from which the elves draw their immortal powers. They will not give it up easily.
Do you think he suspects that you've been aiding me, Necromancer?
I'm sure he suspects quite a bit. It is his nature to assume the worst. Now steel yourself. The hour of my rebirth draws near.
The skies grow dark, Thalorian. What word is there from Dalaran? Only words of condolence from Silvermoon, my lord. The wizards believe Quel'Tha the Lost to be lost, and are preparing to prevent a similar situation. Then let the wizards hold themselves up in their violet citadel. Silvermoon shall not fall as easily as they believe. They are here. The undead are approaching. Warriors of Silvermoon, rally.
Did you forget about us, you wretches? Basha no falatala.
So normally you're killing Sylvanas here. But she's already dead. So she's been replaced with other rangers. Can I tell you something? I think the first thing we're going to want to do here is just leave, or maybe we could take out these. We have a base back here. We have a new structure. Let me quick save, and then we can check new stuff. Deathholm will periodically send waves of units to assault Silvermoon from the northwest. We've got Sylvanas here. Let's see if we can leave with these things. Go ahead and flee.
Tread lightly.
And then we still got these folks. Let's just grab Araj straight away. You guys get mining. And then we want to grab Nerubian tunnels right away. And then we want to get a desecrated Elven Lodge right away, too. We need way more lumber, though. Is this Arthas up here at least? Move on up. I just want to use this and see what it does. And I got a bunch of stuff. You know what? I think it does actually use corpses. So that makes me a little hesitant on that one. Let me just load this quick save. Because, again, I wanted to try that. I guess one thing I could have done before loading was also mess around and try out the...
At last.
Mess around and try out the...
The dead shall serve.
See what was in here. Okay, so this is like global powers. Let me read about these later. Have a food supply of 90 or more at any point. That's not going to be a problem.
Have it up in no time.
So we've got Sylvanas over here. There's Deathholm, which apparently is just going to send stuff every so often. Okay, you get harvesting. Get some more peasants here. And then Arthas, do your thing. Go ahead and stun here. Yeah, that's basically like Sylvanas' previous ability. You love to see it. And then hit her with that Q. Okay, and then I think we want to grab Araj as early as possible. So there's going to be multiple... I mean, this is the original Silvermoon mission, if you recall. Okay, you guys stay back. I don't want you picking up other elven corpses. Okay, just keep making workers. I do have a graveyard over here.
No one orders me around.
There's normally some creeps up here. If I remember this map, again, I haven't played the older version of this map for quite some time. Yeah, there's some rock golems, so let's go. So we need a lot of stuff dead. We need a lot of stuff dead. Let me grab the desecrated Elven Lodge. And let's grab the Nerubian tunnels, because, again, those are the two types of units that we want to lean into here as much as possible. Ring of Regen, who cares? We can pick it up with someone else later. Okay, so we're getting hit from multiple angles here. We got some random zombies here getting raised. Darkon missing his, hero plate. It's back now. Interesting. It's like we casted a spell and then it came back. Okay, come on down here and repair. Fallen Knights. Again, these are going to be our two primary structures. So let's see. Strips the flesh from all player-controlled zombies across the entire map, spawning a full health skeleton. Interesting. Instantly restores 100 hit points and 50 mana to all friendly units. That's very good. So it uses the whole mana pool. Unearths caches of resources hidden from deep graves, instantly setting your current gold and lumber to 1,000. Reduces the attack damage of all enemy units across the entire map by 15%. So let me tell you something. We queue up as much as we can by spending our gold, and then we pop summon supplies, just like that. Okay, great. Okay, Nerubians, we need web. And then just get some fallen swordsmen, never mind, cannot quite.
I wish only to serve.
Let's get some more ziggurats, and then we have to pick a direction and go.
I gladly obey.
Okay, that should be pretty good there. And then we'll also queue up Thessarian. So basically, if you have over 1,000 gold or lumber, then you don't want to use that ability because it says it sets it to that, which is bad. Okay, so we got these flyers here too. We're just going to need to set up some more ziggurats down here to take care of that. I think what I want to do is move down towards this area. Oh, that's not a gold mine. That's just a yellow building. Interesting. There appears that's where the green base is down there. I think what we need to do is just go ahead and start moving out and seeing what we can do. What do we need for this? A black citadel. I guess the sooner we can get a black citadel, the better. And if Sylvanas can kind of keep them busy down in that other area, this is the right choice. Let's go ahead and pop Flesh to Power. Let's also kill this group and then use his ultimate. And then just make sure you're attacking so that you can get your HP back. Look how fast he gets that HP back. That's lovely. Okay, we're mostly getting zombies here. I'm going to use this and see how much we get.
Research complete.
You know, it's not that much. Oh, and they're not permanent. I don't know why I thought they would be.
To our village.
Okay. This is fine. And then Nathanos, we got to juggle some of your inventory as well. I guess we'll grab Cannibalize next. We can make Highborn, Heavy Caster. Devour Magic, can learn Life Drain and Charm. Okay. Grab Chitinous Plating, and then we just need some Desecrators. Okay, let's move in here, and then let's start making... We need Crypt Fiends also. We have these gargoyles here that can help protect us, too. Kellen the Seeker. This is kind of goofy, but we might want to get over there and see if we can support Sylvanas as fast as possible.
Research complete. Is my aid required? I am ready.
Okay, waiting for... There he is. Let's send everyone down here. We're going to keep pushing. It seems like getting across this bridge is where the majority of enemies are coming from, so we might just want to do that. Granted, coming over here to take that base also seems very important. We're getting levels on people. Siphon Mana, even though we're not really going to use it. Araj gets his level also. Carrion Swarm. Did I lose my meat wagons? No, I heard them just shoot. Okay, keep going. Okay, these flies are a bit of an issue. Again, we have to transfer an item over to Darkon here, but we can worry about that later. It's very early, I think, pushing out like this across. I see that Tome of Power. We can backtrack for that if necessary. Spoilers, it won't be necessary, but... Okay, stun here. Nathanos, use your ult. Avatar, again, this is a pretty big attack wave that we're going to focus on getting through here, so let's turn off Call of the Dead so that we can use Animate Dead when possible. That guy's dead. They're starting to flank us a little bit. Who doesn't have a level? Gives the hero an experience level. All right, so we can like leave those on the ground once everyone has all the levels they could get. There you go. That's all well and good. The Sarian gets his level. Rhyme Burst. Okay, keep going. And then what I'd like to do is get a bunch of these Dark Spinners. Okay, this is going decently. Let's just go ahead and make some Highborn. I think the faster that we can start busting through into this base, the better. So that's why, again, I'm leaning into this. Go ahead and pop Flesh to Power. Make sure that you're just attacking people. I'd love to find... Oh, Moonhawk's up there. That's where I'd very much like to go. Okay, back up here. Attack and attack. Darkon gets his level 2. Just leave mana drain on. And then this is where a lot of units are coming from. Dark Green is here too. I'd love it if maybe Deathholm could maybe start making their way up here. That would be sick. Go ahead and raise... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Arthas is doing good. We pulled him... he's just down here, I guess. Okay. Let's try to stay together here. Meat Wagons hit this tower next. And we've been supply blocked for quite some time. What we really need are farmhouses, I suppose. They're coming up behind us, but that's fine. Anime Dead doing great. They're trying to, again, flank us, but this is how we do it. Go ahead and hit this. And then the altar as well, even though it doesn't seem like they're doing much with the altar. High Priestess, what's your name? Getting killed immediately. Immediately. Arthas, go ahead and, you know, health as usual. Sorry, Thessarian, I wasn't really keeping track of where he was. Okay, these guys need to be rallying. Get some Highborn. I don't know what you can do, and I'd like to see it. Let's bring everybody down. Perfect. Healing touch, please. We got more farms coming up, don't you worry. I think we want to push up this way to stop the Dragonhawk Riders. Okay, go ahead and turn Raise Dead back on. And then where is Nathanos? Move on up here. We're going to swap out some items. Demon's Claws here. And then give him the longbow. There we go. Darkon's level 10. He might disappear after this mission. So we want to swap out his items to give him, like, trash damage stuff. Make sure you turn on web. Okay, this roost is really important because presumably that's where the Dragonhawks are coming from. We got another hero here. Let's just raise every corpse available, and we hit our challenge goal right there. And we just got to flood into this moon base. Is this doing persistent damage to us because of the little aura thing? I don't think so. We also need more siege weaponry, so let's go ahead and grab a slaughterhouse too. The Sarian's back. You know what that means. I don't even really know what that means. Let's let's just do a heal around for this. Get him, peasants. Oh, look at those asshole high ground towers. You monster, Seven Blood. You're a monster. Okay, it's just... I think this might be a good time to do this, because I'm losing track of where most of my units are. Now, obviously, as the viewer, especially if you're on mobile, you're not going to be able to tell what's going on. I understand, and I apologize, but at a certain point, we have to figure out what we're focusing on here. Again, we're spreading out too much here. Okay, Araj doesn't have any way to kill this guy easily, so we gotta... get back. Okay, go ahead and pop your ults, and then Wolves. Grand Magister, what's his name? Everybody consolidate up top on these trees. Again, we're luring extra heroes to us that we really don't need to be. Destroy this gate. And we can get in from the other direction if necessary. We've got them in a choke point. Okay, hit this roost as well. And I really just need... Again, we're going for hard crypt fiends here. And I've been building... What have I been building? I've been building something. Oh, we got him to cancel it. Dude, you love to see it. Okay, go ahead and... Something to power again. Yes, Highborn. You're silenced. They have exactly what they were... that they were advertised to have. Okay, next step, we're going to come down here and keep pushing through Cyan/Teal. So everybody move on down. We can get some workers up in this direction and kind of secure this area as a frontline base. Deathholm also got some units in. Our allies are pushing through there. That's great. And we just keep raising units, which is perfect. We just keep this push on. We build Nerubians when we have supply, and otherwise we're raising highborn units, which get bonuses. Okay, we lost a meat wagon. And I did build this slaughterhouse. Give me disease cloud and exhumed corpses. And I guess corpse stitchings. That's a lot to research. That's all right, though. Keep running, meat wagon. Again, you're only siege damage. High Priestess, what's her name, dies very, very fast. So I'm not too concerned about her. Okay, yeah, just leave Mana Shield on for him. Thessarian's just getting in there like a madman. So is Arthas. Turn that off, because we're just going to be getting a bunch of workers. Okay, I need you coming up here to attack these towers. There's one, like, way in the back there. In fact, just attack the keep instead. I didn't read the achievements. We already got the challenge. Finish the mission on normal difficulty or higher without losing a hero. Already lost. Destroy 5 or more elven keeps within Silvermoon on hard or higher difficulty. Finish the mission on brutal difficulty within 30 minutes. I mean, we might be kind of on track for that. I don't think so. Because, you know, we're taking the time to destroy everything. Okay, these heroes might be in a little bit of trouble. We're going to animate dead again. Heck yeah. We want to move down here and finish this up. Again, we're a little too zoomed out now, so I'm just going to go ahead and reset the camera. You kind of saw what that was all about. We got some blue dragon situations going on here. Highborn run.
Our forces are under attack.
Denies our fallen knights rest and grants them the ability to reincarnate with a 180-second cooldown. I mean, I'll get that, but, like, why is that in this building? That should be in the barracks, right? Let's go ahead and grab Promise of Death, because we're, like, constantly fighting here. We can reduce their ability to... Okay, Callum the Seeker. We got to figure out where these heroes are coming from and finally get there. I think we've crippled Cyan to some degree. Tome of Power... okay, so I guess Arthas can grab the Tomes of Power here. We may have left one on the ground back there, too, but he'll get leveled up as time goes on. Silvermoon is huge. It's absolutely huge. We got some zombies. Stripping the zombies of the of their flesh to make skeletons seems like it could be interesting as well. Dude, yeah, and then Deathholm's coming in with... I don't know why they're bringing death barges. The death barges... Oh! They have a siege attack now. That's pretty significant. Okay, let's keep pushing into Cyan here. And figuring out... They must have altars back here that they keep summoning their heroes from. I don't know for sure, but let's sort of cut through the center. I haven't even taken another base. We probably should here very soon. I also need one more supply structure.
Thy bidding, master. I gladly obey.
So let's do that, and then let's also grab one of these fellas to come down and build a base inside of Silvermoon, and then we can kind of springboard from there.
I'll do my best.
Our forces are
They do have production back there, but I don't know. It's possible that they're not actually building from it anymore.
Go on, death.
Why don't you come on down here and destroy that? They have a little mini base down there too. Okay, so let's just kind of cut through here and kind of gut this. Our ally has been clumping up pretty effectively down here. We got some beetles. I don't know how we got beetles up here, but I'm fine taking that. Deathholm is... They've got some idle units kind of hanging around too. That's not a big deal. We can make crypt fiends from our crypt. Shocking. That's the name of the thing. Let's just get one more dark spinner and... turn back on Call of the Dead and all that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give Darkon's Pipe of Insight to Araj. And everything else everyone else is holding is perfectly fine. Zombified Peasant is actually hanging out here because we raised him, so go ahead and steal this. Yes, you can. There you go. Great. There's the altar. This has been a bit of a flurry, but what's great is, again, Arthas is so strong, our extra heroes are so strong. Like, last mission was a good example where you don't start with a lot of stuff, the building area is kind of wonky, the starting resources can feel a bit wonky, such that you might accidentally get, off on the wrong foot. But in this case, I saw my opportunity and I just went for it straight away. Arthas still needs to get to level 30. So let's make sure that we continue to kill enough stuff. There might be some Tomes of Power up at let's kill... I would like to kill the Convocation of Silvermoon faction. And in doing so...
Tired of waiting. I'll play.
In doing so, we can then have the freedom to explore the rest of the map, because there might be stuff hiding around. We take our hero group and we just explore. But, getting rid of the enemy to be able to make heroes seems pretty significant. I think we've gotten our mastery training. The Highborn seem cool in the sense that you can just steal stuff. If I have any in here, I don't know where... Are these? No, these are Fallen Sorceresses. Which, having Mana Shield is nice. Again, but only having Devour Magic, you need Call of the Shadows for them, but that's also going to consume corpses. So I don't think that the Fallen Sorceresses are a great choice. After this mission, we're not going to be fighting elves, so we never have to spend Scourge perks for better undead elves. I mean, I could always build them, but I don't think it's ever worth it. Massive at the back. Black is back. The Massive at the Black is back. From last time. Why are you so slow? Death Lord. Can we make those? Well, if I can, I don't know from where. Do we strip? Give me. Did we get skeletons? Did I even have any zombies out? I kind of wanted to see it. That would have been better doing it early on. It definitely feels like Sylvanas' existence on this map is not really necessary, nor is Deathhold's. I think this would have been fine. I mean, I guess that it's like them versus Green, and you can use global powers to help them out. So I kind of take that back, I suppose. Oh, here we go. These are better than the zombies. I mean, they have cannibalized, too. Arthas, come on over and become level 30, please, and then we'll use your ultimate. Oh my gosh. So it doesn't actually require corpses. I mean, I think units had to have died, but even if they were raised, I think it's fine. What's the actual quest here? Defeat the Sunwells Guardians, which presumably are these guys. And they're disease clouded, and they're just gonna get... I mean, Red might actually beat this for us. Which I don't want to have happen. Arcane Golem, and he's huge. Zombified Peasants, come on up here. This is an instance also where I'm really I feel bad. These guys are just going to die to just neutral units. Let's see if this thing drops anything. No, it's possible we can raise it, but I doubt it. No, okay, it's just workers and stuff. That's fine. All of you come on up here and start taking care of Green. All of you cut across to the right and finish off Cyan. And then my hero group, I'm going to just have moving around looking for stuff. Starting with the stuff that's farthest away. So, heroes, we're going to bring you all the way up here.
Finally.
And then where else? We can look through the dark fog to see, like we did last time, to get an indication on if something might, like here there might be something.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
Like down here? I want to say originally there was stuff down here.
Our forces are under attack.
I think Red will end up killing Thalorian and Anasterian eventually. It'll take them some time, but I'm pretty confident they'll be able to do it. Okay, you keep that up. We sent reinforcements here to deal with Dark Green. That collapsed. Eventually, I feel like these guys are going to end up getting pulled into my other units. I don't know if we can quite get around them. Yeah, we got a decent amount of Skelly boys. That's all good. And then with our extra money, let's get some Nerubians and then rally them to our forward base here. Yeah, good work, buddy. Yeah, and there's like a little mini base down here, too. We'll worry about that all later.
At last.
It doesn't really look like there would be anything back here. Maybe? Now, one thing I can do is build a Gargoyle Spire. Achievement, let it crumble. I don't remember.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
Let's get a Gargoyle Spire, and before we have more supply, we can make a Death Barge to look around, or even just a Gargoyle can go and scout for us. Oh, let it crumble was to kill all of the Elven keeps. And by all the Elven keeps, I mean some of the Elven keeps. Anasterian's just about dead. He's doing his best, but he's going to go down. If they drop something, hopefully we'll have the time. We'll have the time and opportunity to
My life for Ner'zhul.
to pick up their items. So the Guardians are usually the ones that are actually all standing up here. Heroes, I guess let me check up here really quick. And I guess just heal everybody. Get these guys up here.
Tread light.
A Gem of True Sight would still be really good, I think. I'm leaning towards getting, putting the Gloves of Haste on Arthas. The urn will be gone after this mission, so we can replace that in his inventory. He doesn't really need these lower level things either. So we could trade something out like Thessarian. Just ditch the ring. We don't. I mean, you can give it to Darkhan, and then in its place we give him Lord Blackwood's blade.
Finally.
And in its place we give him the Gloves of Haste.
I'll do my best.
No one.
So that's going to work really well with the Orb of Lightning, and then also anything that is like on hit procking. So that's all really good. He also doesn't really need the Headmaster's Wheel anymore. How much mana will he lose if we drop that? Not that much. So Araj we should give that to. So let's give Demon Claws back to Nathanos, or we could just drop them at this point. And you take the Headmaster's Will for the intelligence. Then you guys come on. We were going to send you up here. There's another one of those. Where I have a bunch of supply outs over here. Let's just again rally into the city.
What does the shadow will? For the
They may have died. Again, we're sort of racing the clock.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, this was all connected, I see. Sylvanas is cleaning up the outskirts. That's perfectly acceptable. Let's come on down here. If there was something here, I think I may have killed it already, but regardless. Then we come down here, we clean this out, check down the right of the map. Arch Necromancer. Arch or Arc? It doesn't look like those two heroes dropped anything. The Sunwell itself heals stuff. Wow, that Cone of Fire seems really good, doesn't it? Dude, he's so fast with that bow. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't really have time for this to like kill if there's items down here before we go to the end of the map to see if those heroes dropped anything, and I don't think so.
Finally.
Okay, all of you, let's go. I actually want the Sunwell to hang on for as long as possible. We're going to go ahead and turn our skeletons once we have enough. Or we're going to turn all of our zombies into skeletons once we have enough enough mana on our ossuary. Is that what it was called? Yes, indeed. Okay. Does not look like there was anything down here. They are resummoning heroes, so let's get rid of this. I quite like how these Dark Spinners have Spirit Touch as well, though I think the Carrion Beetles are a better choice. Better than zombies. Getting carrion beetles would be max 2 beetles per, but even still, like, that's much better than the 115 zombie. Arthas is level 30. Everyone else is level 7, except Darkhan, who I presume is going to be disappearing after this mission. Okay, so let's head up here. Got a bunch of units hanging out down here, too.
Yes, Master.
Sylvanas, again, not entirely sure what she wants to do. It actually, again, I can't stress enough, it feels so fitting. We're oversupply, so I can't get, I can't build a death. I could kill my own stuff, but honestly, I mean, what we got from the last mission was quite good, so maybe we should. There's nothing that's, like, really standing out to me. Again, the key is to look through the fog. See, this is water.
No one orders me
And
around.
maybe I hope they didn't drop something and it's just sitting on the ground. Again, Tome of Power doesn't benefit anybody. Like, if you look at all of his stats and then I pick this up,
This is more
literally nothing changes. It's only XP, so once you're capped on a mission, it doesn't matter. I guess let's send our heroes in here. I really thought that those Sunwell Guardians, Valorian and Anasterian, would have had items that they would have dropped.
This is more
But it doesn't look like it.
at last.
Again, I just double checking. I'm going to quick save too. Maybe after I'm done recording, I'll pop back in and use the vision sheet just to see. Because they were hanging outside, and I don't know. When Deathholm killed them, I don't know where they were. So maybe they got dragged all the way up. Who knows? They could have gotten dragged anywhere around the map. So I just want to make sure that I'm not going to casually lose stuff. You love to see it when your allies basically do it for you. Sure, Night of the Living Dead. It's a neat ult, but like this is the kind of stuff I don't need.
Hello.
But it was really like we had a really good use of it earlier.
What is it now?
Bring Arthas to the Sunwell. We are here. Previously, there were things that you could get that were like behind these trees. Or you could approach the Sunwell from multiple directions. That is not the case here anymore. So this map is not the exact same as the original, but it's been changed. It's been changed a little bit. It's still much more like the original version than anything else. But Silvermoon itself has been re-terrained, and there's like way more enemy factions that you have to contend with.
My bow is ready.
Get them, buddies. Okay, let's do it.
No one orders me around.
Citizens of Silvermoon, I have given you ample opportunities to surrender, but you have stubbornly refused. Know that today, your entire race and your ancient heritage will end. Death itself has come to claim the high home of the elves. Now arise, Kel'Thuzad, and serve the Lich King once again.
I am reborn as promised. The Lich King has granted me eternal life.
I've upheld my end of the bargain, Lich. Are you ready to tell me about the Dreadlords now?
Certainly, but not here. They have eyes and ears everywhere. We'll talk where it's safe.
What have you done to the Sunwell? Its ancient power has been stolen away. Ah, Darkhan. I simply took what I was owed. The ruins of Silvermoon are yours to rule over as the Lich King's servant. What have I done? You monster. You'll pay for this. What a pitiful display. In death, he shall make a much more suitable servant for our master. I shall serve. See, that's why we took his pipe. Unless he... I mean, maybe he carries forward. I don't know. Got our Scourge perk points. We destroyed enough keeps to get Let It Crumble. We got our max Scourge perks. Those Nerubians seem really strong with the bonus, but at the same time, like, when you're just flooding with the Scourge in general, it feels so much like the undead really should. And it's also so incredibly powerful that I don't really know how it can be countered without insanely overwhelming forces stopping you from getting off the ground in the first place, which is sort of what happened in the previous mission. But once you get over that hurdle, you just keep that forward momentum on. And don't get me wrong, Silvermoon put up one hell of a fight. It wasn't like we just strolled in and casually won. They were resummoning their heroes and constantly making units to keep the pressure back at us. And if Dark Green would have gotten the upper hand on Deathholm's waves and been able to push into Sylvanas' base, it would have been also a struggle because I would have had to help them. But that wasn't the case. We didn't have to worry about it. There's also an interlude, so we should watch that now. The Revelation. I don't even remember what this interlude is. Maybe this is this unique to this campaign? I don't even remember. 3 days later, somewhere in the wintry peaks of the Alterac Mountains. I think this is unique to this campaign. No. This is where Kel'Thuzad tells you that we're summoning Archimonde.
So, you're not upset about me killing you that one time?
Don't be foolish. The Lich King told me how our encounter would end.
The Lich King knew that I would kill you?
Of course. He chose you to be his champion long before the Scourge even began.
If he's so all-knowing, then how can the Dreadlords control him like they do?
They are agents of the ones who created our master, the fiery lords of the Burning Legion.
What is this Legion?
It is a vast demonic army that has consumed countless worlds beyond our own. Now it comes to sit this way, to the flame. In time, you will find that our entire history has been shaped by the coming conflict.
So the Plague in Lordaeron, the citadels in Northrend, the slaughtering of the elves. It was all just to prepare for some huge demonic invasion?
The first phase of the Lich King's plan was to engineer the Scourge, which would eradicate any group that might resist the Legion's arrival. Now come, we have much work to do.
Dude, I'm loving these changed interludes. It's just the setting is so much more detailed and fitting to what's going on. Seeing the ritual where the civilians die, like just the normal people die, and then they come back as like a stitched together abomination was really cool. And us being situated above the orcs there was really neat. I think as I'm getting access to more and more stuff, it feels equally overwhelming in the sense that now I know what everything does now. I think maybe I'm just personally of the opinion that maybe the players should just pick, similar to Invasion of Kalimdor, what units they want in what slots, as opposed to letting them build literally everything all the time. It's more so that, you kind of lean into what you're facing. So you spend your Scourge perks so that your raised whatevers match the units that you're facing. So next time is Black Rock and Roll 2, I believe. That might be the next mission. Or maybe that's in 2 missions. I don't know, but whenever we fight the orcs, you take the one that where like the raised grunts and spear throwers are better in that case, because then, you're focusing on the units that you're going to be raising with Arthas and Araj. In any case, I don't know, I guess I'll talk about this more at the very end of the series. I think I've made my opinion fairly clear, but regardless, now that I know what all the units do and I know which buildings to make to build what I want, right, it's totally up to the player what they want to focus on. You don't have to build every structure every mission. You absolutely do not. But in a sense, in giving more freedom, there is sort of a paralysis of choice. So that's just one way to look at it, and it's very subjective. On the other hand, I've come to terms with knowing what I need to build to focus on which specific units, and then you just sort of ignore the other stuff, and that's perfectly fine once you get into that mindset. So I don't feel paralyzed. I think back in missions 2 and 3, I did. Now, not so much. All right, well, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.